Please share the link, ma. Once the link on other platforms too.
Okay, that's
Yes,
fine.
sure. Thank you, ma.
Okay, so I'm currently live on Facebook. I'm live on LinkedIn, and I'm live on YouTube. Okay, that's fine.
Wow, beautiful.
Um, okay. Um, yes. If you can see me right now, let me see your emoji. Where is everyone? We're about to start this. Okay? Supposed to let everyone in. I admit all. Hello, everyone. How are we doing? How is everyone doing tonight? It's about to be an amazing, amazing day. So, Praise, you have the floor now, and just warm this room up while we wait for others to join us.
Hey guys, welcome everyone. I don't know. I'm trying to on my video and it's having some glitches. I don't know if you can.
We can't see you yet. Maybe you need. Okay.
Okay.
It's a bit blurry.
Okay. Perfect. Oh, sorry about that. I think it's my screen. Okay. Welcome, guys. Welcome, Grace. Welcome, Cynthia. Welcome. Okay. Please invite your friend. It's time to make noise on the group. Tell them that we started. Tag people that you know there. Ask them to join in, please. Make noise on the group. So tag your people, those that you've invited, call them in. I'm going to play some songs like so that we just have like a nice beat on the background while we wait for others. I think we'll wait for them for a few minutes, then we'll start.
Yeah, and those that are here can they can introduce themselves in the comment section while we just wait a few more minutes, because right now we are streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Dami is about to join me on stage. Ooh, yes. Yes, Dami, come in. Yes. Doing it big, yes. So because I was beginning to feel lonely inside this StreamYard room. Okay. Dami, are you able to come in? Dami, can you request to join me?
Welcome, Christiana. Welcome, Christiana. Please tag people that you know on the group. Ask them that to join in that we started. Yeah, no time again. All right.
No time. Okay, Dami is no longer on this StreamYard. I don't know where she went to. Are there people trying to join? Okay, no, everyone is in.
Okay, let me still come. Okay, someone is saying that it's not taking them to the class. Let me post the direct link for them so that they can just join.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, welcome, people. Lead. Welcome, welcome. Please thank your people that you.
All right. It seems our moderator is frozen. We'll begin in a few moments. Just a little more time. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to everyone that is joining us live on Facebook and on LinkedIn and on YouTube. You are welcome to the Ultimate Reset 2025, the courage to become outstanding. And we are currently also streaming this from, we are having the meeting also in the Google Meet for those that register. So this is just being streamed for the general public to be able to also benefit from this. So we'll be starting in a few moments, and just give us a few more minutes while we wait for those that have registered to join us fully. We currently have about 12 people online in the room, and we'll start in a moment. Okay, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining me on this amazing event, Ultimate Reset 2025. at 4:15. Okay. So just play the intro and let's dive right in. Whoever wants to join us can join us. Let's start. Let's respect those that have already joined us. Oh, Cynthia says she's excited to be. I'm excited to have you in the room as well, Cynthia Ogbona. Thank you for joining us tonight. And it's going to be a remarkable night for you.
I'm going to be sharing my screen now. Please let me know when you start seeing it. Anyone?
Welcome. For those that are watching on Instagram, we are live. And those that are watching on LinkedIn, we are live. For those that are watching on Facebook, we are live. And those that are watching on YouTube, we are live. Thank you. Yes, Peace says she's excited I am excited to have you here as well. You don't know. I'm as in, if it's just that our DJ is not playing me song that will make me to shake body small. But or should I show you some moves? Do you want me to give you some moves right now? Don't worry, I'll behave myself. Because do you know why I'm very excited? Because can somebody guess? Can somebody unmute and tell me why I'm very, very excited? Praise, do you want to guess why I'm very excited?
Because you know what is about to happen to us, and it's something very nice, something great.
It's more than nice, my sister. It's more than nice. But you know, the main reason why one of the major reasons, apart from what we are doing tonight, is the fact that it's going to be Christmas in a couple of days. I'll be eating Christmas rice and I'll be on holiday, you know. So I think that's one of the I think it comes with the season. It comes with, you know, everything that is happening with the season. So the joy of the season itself is also, you know, fueling this. And of course, this event, like you have rightly said, is a gift to all men, is a gift to everyone that has taken time out to be here tonight, and you will not remain the same by God's grace. So, Praise, are you ready to play the intro for us now?
Okay, yes, I'm ready. I'll play now.
Okay. Ngozi is excited to be here. Amazing. Praise is muted.
Sorry about that.
Abimbola Olive, the Equilibrium Architect, is an award-winning social change agent and one of the most resonant voices shaping the next era of leadership, identity, and systemic reform. Standing at the intersection of spiritual intelligence, psychological depth, social systems insight, and visionary strategy, she engineers the alignment that today's world demands. Inner clarity plus outer impact. In an age defined by volatility, identity collapse, and global restructuring, Abimbola embodies the precise zeitgeist, the rise of conscious leadership, purpose architecture, and human-centered influence as the real competitive edge in a mechanized, AI-accelerated world. She speaks not just to who leaders are, but to who they must become to remain relevant in a shifting civilization. Through her groundbreaking philosophy, Holistic Equilibrium, her flagship visionary mentorship accelerator, Mountains of Influence podcast, and her book Finding the Equilibrium, she equips reformers, creators, executives, founders, and hidden leaders with the frameworks to decode their original design, step into authentic power, and build legacies that stand the test of culture, context, and time. Her voice is catalytic. Her work is systemic. Her presence is a signal. Abimbola is not simply participating in the new era. She is architected, magnetic, prophetic, culturally consequential. Abimbola does not just interpret the moment. She architects the mental models that will define the next decade. She is the equilibrium architect, the woman building the scaffolding for the leaders who will build the future.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not standing up there, I don't know what you're doing in this room. I am not seeing your emojis. Abimbola Victoria Olide is in the room with you. The Equilibrium Architect is here. And I hope you're as excited as I am to be here with you. Amazing people. Those with me in this Google Meet room, those joining me online on Instagram, those joining me on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on Facebook, you are all welcome to the Ultimate Reset 2025, the courage to become outstanding. And that word outstanding has just been something that has been dancing around me for a while now. Sometime last year, I won the award for most outstanding contribution to social work MA when I was graduating from my social work course. As if that was not enough, earlier this year I was invited back to University of Birmingham to come and speak on the race to becoming outstanding. And so just a few weeks ago, on the 20th or 25th of November, I was part of the finalists for the award category of most outstanding contribution to social change in the UK. So, I mean, who better to talk about the word outstanding? And of course, at my book launch, the the message that I spoke about was also the courage to be outstanding. But this is outstanding on another level. Okay, so tonight, this is not just a webinar, this is a moment of recalibration. Somebody echo it with me, recalibration. Can you unmute and tell me recalibration? This is the moment of recalibration. I want this room to be on fire. Your emojis, your chat, unmute and tell me, give me the word recalibration. Recalibration. Thank you very much for engaging. Good. Please, you can mute yourself back. So tonight is a night of recalibration, and I'm going to be using an example that you probably have never thought of that is related to you in any form. And I hope it's going to land and it's going to really give you perspective and give you the push to actually make the difference. Because when some of you were registering, at least for those that registered, I asked an intentional question. I said, what are you hoping to gain? What are you hoping to live with? And a lot of people said clarity. A lot of people said find purpose. A lot of people said setting goals. A lot of people had, different things that they were hoping that they would get. And I have cooked. I don't cook this food. This jollof is very, very sweet. This is outstanding jollof. This is Ultimate Reset jollof. So if you like jollof, let me see your emoji. Let me see your emoji if you like jollof. Exactly. So if you like smoky jollof, like we do it in Nigeria, this is smoky jollof on another level. Christmas, what is it called now? Great. Christmas rice and jollof is usually at another level. So best believe that this is what this is. So this is not just a webinar. This is not a webinar. This is a recalibration. And I am hoping by God's grace that it's going to happen for you. So tonight, we're going to be looking at Singapore through the equilibrium framework and inner-outer work. And this is going to be a personal reformation playbook. Let me know if you have your pen and your paper or your notepad or something that you're going to use to write, because you're not going to be seeing slides. You're just going to be listening to me. Good. I can say, some people are showing me evidence. Yes, your notes will be full tonight. And it's not just going to be full. It's going to be full of things that you can immediately action and take home to use. If you hear, let me hear you say, I hear you.
I hear you, Mom.
Good. Thank you so much. Good, good, good. So, like you saw on the flyer, there were promises that was made for this event. And one of it was that you're going to gain ruthless clarity. Number two, you're going to step into the era of your life into the next era of your life with precision and authority. And you're going to build unstoppable self-leadership, eliminate procrastination, activate your God-given potential, and architect a new identity every 90 days. And that is what we are going to architect today. They don't call me the equilibrium architect for nothing. We are going to build brick by brick, and we're going to design the next era of your life. If you are excited, let me see your emoji. Let me see your emoji. So, as I was preparing for this event, I'm a faith-based person, and everything that you need in this life, you can pull from scripture. And as I was preparing for you people and saying, God, how do I make it land for these humans that you have created in your image and your likeness? The scripture, Isaiah 66 verse 8 came to me and it said, Who has heard such a thing? Who has seen such a thing? Shall a land be born in one day? Shall a nation be brought forth in one moment? For as soon as Zion was in labor, she brought forth her children. Look, it's absurd. Even the Bible is wondering, like, is it possible? Is it possible? Is it possible for a nation to be born in one day? And guess what? It did happen. It happened in 1965 when Singapore was pushed out of Malaysia to say, look, we don't want you anymore. You are good for nothing. So this is not motivation. This is not, this is the constitutional moment for you to understand that Singapore answered this question once, and tonight you are also going to answer it personally. And you might be wondering, okay, what has Singapore got to do with me? I am the person. Singapore is as an entire nation, an entire institution. So what does that got to do with me? Well, you already know that my equilibrium framework has to do with the institution versus the individual. So stay with me. We are going somewhere. So far, are you getting what we are discussing? Let me see your emojis. If you are on the, thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, Christopher. Yes. Thank you, Esther. Good. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Singapore. Singapore was born in a day, not reformed in a decade, not healed over time, born. All of a sudden, they just found themselves alone and they had to pick up the pieces of their lives. And history answered that question, not with poetry, but with proof. Yes, a nation can be born in a day, but only if it will be willing to be governed afterwards. So Singapore moved from third world to first class. 1965, Singapore was unwanted, expelled, resourceless, no oil, no land, no army, no safety net, multi-ethnic tension, global insignificance. Singapore did not start with advantage, it started with resolve. The headline was big. They said Singapore out. Malaysia said Singapore be gone. But they had a leader, Lee Kuan Yew, and they resolved. There was a resolve. There was a resolve to move themselves. They could have sat in pity, in self-pity, saying that, oh, they don't want me. Oh, nobody wants me. What do we do? They could have retrogressed. They could have become anything, but they chose to become outstanding. Can somebody please type in the chat, outstanding? Singapore chose to become outstanding. So, why are we talking about this today? Thank you, Esther. Thank you for sharing the word outstanding with us. The equilibrium framework. All reformation starts from within to without. A few days ago, I was speaking at an event and I was telling them reformation starts with you. Before you can change the world, before you can make any change anywhere, you yourself, physician, heal thyself. You by yourself, first of all, need to be transformed. You by yourself, you need to be reformed. So you're from your inner world to your outer world, from your mindsets to systems, from identity to structures, from beliefs to habits, from self-image to results. I will take that again. Reformation is inside out. From your inner world to your outer world, from your mindset to systems, from identity to structures, from beliefs to habits, from self-image to results. Singapore built inner architecture before skyscrapers. Somebody say clock it? Did that land? Singapore rebuilt inner architecture before skyscrapers. We have lots of third world nations and everybody is building infrastructure. Okay, let's build more schools. Let's build more roads. Let's do this. Let's do that. But at the end of the day, there is no change. That is because you are putting the cart before the horse. You have not changed the inner wiring of your people and you expect a miracle to happen. It's not possible. The reason why Singapore is where it is today is because they began with their inner world before they built their outer world. Singapore built inner architecture. They built their mindset. They renewed their mindset before they built skyscrapers. If this is landing, let me hear you. Let me see your emojis. Let me see your comments. Tell me that it is landing. Let me know if it is landing. So the first building block, thank you for all the emojis. The first building block that Singapore did was mindset re-engineering. They removed victim mentality and installed discipline over entitlement. They normalized excellence, made mediocrity socially expensive. Before the streets were cleaned, guess what? Thinking was cleaned up. You know, for a lot of people, change, a better life is a wishful thinking, but they are not willing to put in the work. But look at it. Can you see yourself in this frame that I just said? Are you victimizing yourself mentally? Have you removed victim mentality from your life? So yeah, your family rejected you, friends don't want you, things that didn't work out in your relationship. All well and good, but are you carrying the victim mentality? Oh, your dad refused to pay your school fees. Oh, my dad died. My dad died when I was 14 years old, and I couldn't, you know, I couldn't stop that from happening. But it was one of the pivotal moments of my life. It was one of those things that changed me, that I had to, you know, resolve to become the person that I am today. I don't know if some people are trying to enter, but let me check. Okay. Okay. I think some people are trying to enter. All right, good. So you need to remove victim mentality. You need to reinstall discipline over entitlement. Nobody owes you anything. Please put it in the chat. Nobody owes me anything. Put it in the chat. Nobody owes me anything. You need to normalize excellence. You need to make mediocrity socially expensive. You need to make mediocrity expensive in such a way that excellence becomes second nature to you. You cannot be doing boyfriend and girlfriend and relationship with mediocrity and expect your life to be outstanding. You see why this is the ultimate reset and the courage to be outstanding. You need courage to stop victimizing yourself mentally. You need courage to install discipline over entitlement. You need courage to normalize excellence in your life. You need courage to make mediocrity socially expensive. That was what Singapore did as a nation. Before the streets were cleaned up, guess what? Their thinking was cleaned up. Write it in the comments. I will clean my mind up. I will clean up my mind. I will clean up my mind. So guess what? You by yourself, you are a nation. If you are faith-based, if you're a Christian, you know that God told Abraham, I will make you a father of many nations. So you by yourself, you are a nation. If you've never seen yourself that way, just know your liver, your lung, your kidney, your heart, everything is an entire nation. And you need to begin to see yourself that way. Your habits, now let me shock you. Let me show you something that you probably never thought of. Your habits is public policy when it comes to governance. So now you as a nation and then a normal nation like Singapore. So public policy in Singapore will be your habits. National narrative will be your own self-talk. Border control will be your standards. Corruption in Singapore, in any nation, will be your excuses. You see what I'm saying? Are you getting it? So you are a nation. So if your life ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if this is landing, but I need to know if we are on the same page. So give me some energy, give me some context, give me some emoji. Did you get it? Somebody drop these gems in the chat for those that are sitting at the back so that they can see, so that they can hear, so that they can write it down in their notes. You are a nation. Your habits equals public policy. Your self-talk equals national narrative. Your standards equals border control. Your excuses equals corruption. So now I'm going to ask a question that will probably throw you off balance. But this is why it is called the ultimate reset. Are you ready? Let me know if you are ready. Oh yeah, stand like a goalkeeper. Stand like a goalkeeper and make sure you receive this question that I'm about to ask. The question is, if your life were a country, would investors trust it? If this is landing, let me hear you. Write it down. If your life were a country, would investors trust in it? Because you know, a lot of us are quick to complain. Nobody likes me. Nobody's investing in me. Nobody wants to do business with me. Nobody wants to do that with me. But the question is your life governed? And is it governed properly? Thank you, Peace. Peace says it is landing. Yes. Great. I'm glad that it is landing for you. If your life were a country, would investors trust it? Would they invest in it? If your life were a country, would you as an investor invest in it? Do you have enough courage to be outstanding, enough courage to be excellent, enough courage to have positive self-talk? Okay? So where we are right now is that you need to understand the reason why most people never reform. The reason why is that they want change without governance. Just like many third world nations, the people want the government to govern them, but they are not governed by themselves. Do you see the irony? And you by yourself, you are not governed. You have not brought yourself under your own control, and you expect an external force to be the one to govern your life, when your entire world, your own internal equilibrium is in dissonance and is in disequilibrium. Make it make sense. Are we landing? Most people would never reform, their lives would never change, they never move forward, because inspiration without structure would always collapse. Many people will be on this call today, they are gingered for 2026, but at the end of the day, ask them January 31st. They are back to old programming. People would never reform because vision without discipline, it will die. It's headed nowhere. You have not put it into a structure. And then desire without courage will always decay. You just have the desire, but you don't have the courage, you see? So for you to become, you need to have the courage to become outstanding so that you do not decay. So I mentioned the name of the man that led Singapore out of the third world into the first world. His name was Lee Kuan Yew. And within 3 to 5 years, there was already internal changes. And by the 10th year, Singapore was already, So what they did was that they made the human being the exportable product. They invested in their human capital. And that is what a lot of third world nations do not understand. The fact that your human beings, the citizens, are your priceless. They are the most prized possession that you could ever possess as a nation. You cannot continue to invest in external things when the world on the inside of your citizen is in dissonance. There is a disconnect between who they are and the system that you have created for them to live in or for them to thrive in. So they cannot even thrive, they are only surviving. So you see where the problem is. So you as a person, no matter where you find yourself in the world, whether in the third world or in the first world, you need to understand that self-governance, you need to govern yourself. You need to bring yourself under the governance that takes you from point A to point B. You need to be under that governance, under that structure, under that discipline that helps you to actually ultimately become. Because if you do not, everything rises and falls on the leadership you impose, and leadership starts with self. Reformation starts with you. So this brings me to the equilibrium framework. I am the architect of equilibrium, the equilibrium architect. I am the author of Finding the Equilibrium. And so right now, I'm just going to show you I'm just going to tell you what the equilibrium law looks like. You know, I've been talking about your inner world, your outer world, your discipline, your governance, and all of that. So what does the equilibrium law look like? It's simply your inner stability produces outer velocity. I'll say that again. Somebody drop that in the chat. Your inner stability produces outer velocity. So if you are stable on the inside, then you can get momentum on the outside. Okay? Now the equation is, when your identity is resolved, when your identity is in place, and you place that, you multiply that with discipline and time, then transformation ultimately happens for you. Did we get that? Identity multiplied by discipline, multiplied by time, because what? Time will tell. If you are fooling yourself or you are fooling others, time will tell. If you are disciplined and you are doing the work, time will tell. You see what I'm saying? So how do you see yourself? Because if you see yourself correctly, you will behave correctly, you will act correctly. If you see yourself as a nation that needs to be governed, you will discipline yourself in such a way that you do what matters. You will not engage in idle gossip. You will not engage in idle talk. You will not engage in things that does not move your needle forward. You would understand that, look, by the end of 2026, this is who I must become. This is what I want to be. So you already can see where you are headed. But what are you going to do about it? God will not come down and take you there. No. And he will never place beyond your reach what he has made provision for you for. But you must do your part. It's you doing that your part that is the problem of most people. Doing your part is the challenge most people have. So you need to understand, for you to find the balance between your inner world and your outer world, your identity. Because if you understand who you are, you will respect yourself. You know how somebody respect yourself. You don't respect me, I will deal with you. You know who I am. You know how we do it in Nigeria now. Can somebody please confirm that they understand what I'm talking about? You know who I am. When all somebody is saying that, you already know that, okay, their ego is speaking. You already know that you are not seeing them correctly. But the reason why they're asking that is that they themselves have not presented themselves correctly. They have not positioned themselves correctly. They've not carried themselves correctly. So when you look at yourself in the mirror of meaning, who do you see? Do you see a nation? Do you see a king? Do you see a priest? Do you see an entrepreneur? What do you see when you look into the mirror of meaning? Because it's what you see that will determine whether you will respect yourself or not. So, individuals fall for the same reasons that nations fail. They feel something powerful, but they don't build a structure strong enough to carry it. So, finding the equilibrium is not just a book, like I have told you before about my book. It is a blueprint you will install. It is how you translate tonight's awakening into daily governance of your inner nation. If you leave this room with emotion but without architecture, history tells me exactly what will happen. So before we go further, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you the opportunity. I want to give you that opportunity to go grab the policy, the blueprint, the framework that helps you to ultimately put yourself under governance in such a way that what you really want to see, what you really want to become, becomes a reality. Please provide the link for our guests, yes, in the comments. And for those that are watching me across platforms, it's www.selar.com/equilibrium ebook. www.selar.com/equilibrium ebook. Go grab that book now. It is less than £10. It's less than $10. It's less than 10,000 naira. Go get it now, because this is part of the governance that we are talking about. When you see an opportunity to make a change, do you sit on it or you act immediately? I'll give you time to go do the needful before we proceed. This is the framework that sustains what we are activating tonight. It's not by mouth though. It's not shere. This is serious stuff. Okay, somebody wants to come in. This is serious business. Oh, and we have Book Oracle online. Wow. Book Oracle, would you like to say a thing or two? Okay, she's not yet in. Okay, I've admitted her. Book Oracle, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Is she here? I can't see her. Book Oracle, are you here? Let me know if the link that has been shared with you is working so that we can proceed forward. Praise, you can please also drop it in the WhatsApp group for everyone to see. I thought Book Oracle joined us just now. She has the book and she has been raving about it. It would have been amazing and great for her to say one or two things about the book. Okay, admit Ezeja. Okay. Okay, so let me know in the comments, is the link working for you? Have you been able to use the link so that we can proceed forward? Please confirm with your emoji, confirm with your chat, then we can move forward to the next phase of this amazing event. I can't see your emojis. Okay, good. Good. Thank you for confirming. Good. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, like I've said, it is not a case of, oh, I'm going to self-govern. Everything needs structure. Everything needs structure. And that is what finding the equilibrium does for you. And so, in our promise for this event, we already established that it is possible for you to launch a new version of yourself every 90 days. Isn't that right? But I came to tell you that even within 30 days, you can begin to see the micro resets in your life. You can begin to see the changes, but it's all about what? Intentionality. Okay? It's all about intentionality. You know, you enter your house and everything is in disarray. Everything is upside down. What's the first thing that you do? Sanitation. You begin to put things in their place. Sanitation. It's as simple as that. Like, okay, put your house in order. First of all, what does your life look like right now? How are you going to rearrange or reorganize yourself in such a way that it becomes easier for you to be able to okay, we have another guest trying to come in. Admit. You know, in such a way that you are able to move from that state of chaos and that state of confusion to the next level. So, you start with one dominant habit that you have been struggling with, whatever that habit is, which is what an example that I just gave. You come into your house, everything is in disarray. What's the first thing? You put things in their place, first of all, so that you can see road, so that you can see clearly, so that you can, first of all, even breathe and be able to see, okay, what is available, what needs to be thrown away, what needs to be kept. You see what I mean? Because a lot of us are living life as if there is what's it called? I just use my native language. I'm a Yoruba girl. As if you have a duplicate life somewhere that you can just go and pick up if the charger of this one stops working. You get what I mean? Because a lot of us have 2 chargers, so if one charger stop working, but you have just one life. You know that thing they call YOLO, you only live once. So these only ones that you're living, are you living it well to the best of your ability? So that one dominant habit that needs to be eliminated, that is not serving you. One keystone habit that needs to be installed, because you don't just stop a habit, you need to replace it with another one. And then, which boundary are you going to enforce? Because you might scan your life and notice that it is the friends that you have or the family members that you have around you that are not serving you. You need to create the boundary. And then you need to set one standard, raised publicly. You need to let everybody know what you're doing, so that actually people external to you can hold you accountable. So this is where the micro evidence, will begin to silence your self-doubt that, oh, you can't do it, because you can. But it just takes your intentionality. It begins with you deciding, okay, this is where the bottleneck is. This is where the problem is, and I am going to do something about it. So when you actually take these steps with yourself and you sit with yourself and you decide what you want to do, it's going to rebuild you. It's going to boost your morale. It's going to motivate you. It's going to inspire you. It's going to encourage you. And it will give you credibility with yourself. It's going to give you credibility with yourself, because guess what? We've already established that you are a nation. So if you're a nation and your life is in disarray, arrange it. Because the identity will stabilize, because you already know what you are looking upon. And discipline becomes normal. Inner chaos reduces. Confidence becomes quiet. Your inner nation stops rebelling. Okay? So you need to, first of all, sit down with yourself and know where you are doing yourself and begin to undo yourself. Did that land? Let me know if that landed for you. Because the next 30 days can be the beginning of many changes, can be the beginning of your next 3 months, the beginning of your next 3 years, of the next 30 years. You see what I mean? So it is possible. But you need, if Singapore, a nation that had millions of lives to govern, could do it, you are just one person. You are just one entity. So you see, courage, discipline, courage, discipline. Because the question is, are you worth becoming what you actually say you want to become? Because if you don't see yourself as deserving of it, you live anyhow. But if that life, that person that you see in your future is worth becoming, then you will do the work that it requires for you to do. And then from that 30, you still have another 60 to 90 days that you would now begin to, another 60 to 90 days that you will now begin your metamorphosis. How many of us know the butterfly? I'm sure we're all familiar with butterfly. It goes from the larva stage to the pupa stage, and then it matures into a butterfly that can fly. So you can just, see that process of you becoming. That first 30 days, like, oh, you're like the fertilization stage, like you are shaping up. And then the next phase is that, oh, okay, you're now like a larva. You get what I mean? And then the pupa, then, within 90 to 120 days, you can actually become a butterfly in one area. You can see I'm very specific. One thing. Pick one thing at a time and begin and focus on it and say, this one, say, I must overcome it. And from there, from your private life, you shift to public signal. And then people will begin to notice the difference. In 5 years, you have visible order. In 10 years, global respect. 20 years, dominance. And by the way, that was like the progression of Singapore. They moved into visible order. In 5 years, they're like, okay, they're on to something. By year 10, everybody was already doffing their hats for them. Like, wait a minute, these people are actually doing something remarkable. By year 20 dominance, they were already they already moved power. You know, and for the ladies that are graduating today, I've always used the example of the chess game for them. You know, being able to, how do you want to move on the chessboard of life? How do you want to move? How do you want to move? But the first question is, what are you on the chessboard of life? Are you a pawn? Because a pawn's movement on the chessboard is very limited. So you need, first of all, you see, the way I've already told you that you are a nation. But what kind of nation are you? Are you a third world nation? So how do you move from being a third world nation to being a first world nation? So all of these metaphors, all of these are examples. They are very, 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 very tailored to you being able to see possibility. Because if a whole nation can be born in a day, you, a singular entity as a nation, can also be reborn in a day. So you can gain new reputation, new outputs, new authority, new invitations. People will see the results, and you yourself, you will know that you are putting the work. On that note, we are going to go straight into the 12 pillars of life audit. Okay? 12 pillars of life audit. Because I'm sure you are wondering, like, okay, which behavior do I want to stop now? But I'm going to give you a simple framework that, you know, is part of the Visionary Mentorship Accelerator Program framework, to just give you a taste, an example of what it's like to put your house in order, help you break this thing called life down into 12 different pillars in such a way that you would know where you are either sinking, where you are soaring, where you are standing still, or where you are shaping up. Praise, can you please drop those things? So what I'm saying is that there are 12 pillars, and the diagnosis that you are now going to use for them is, oh, okay, so one of the pillars is the pillar of the past. Another pillar is pillar of family, marriage, and relationship. Different, you know, buckets. So we are going to get to that, but I need you to create like a box, or, you know, just mini headings. Write sinking, soaring, standing still, or shaping. Do we have that? Can I see that in the comment section, so that I know that everybody has the buckets in which they are going to put the different aspects of their lives in? Can we please confirm that that is in place? Is that in place? Sinking, soaring, standing still, or shaping? Can somebody drop that in the comment section so that we can move on to the next thing that we are going to now do with those mini buckets? Yes, sinking, soaring, standing still, shaping. Thank you, Praise. Yes. So those are the buckets in which we are now going to examine our lives to be sure where we are standing. Because the truth is that many of us, we are just living. Like I made an example of when you come into your house and everything is scattered. What's the first thing that you should do? Don't, my life is scattered, my house is scattered. No. Get to work. Put the TV where the TV ought to be. Put the chair where the chair. Pick up the toys of the children. You know, just do a normal sanitation first of all. And then so that you can breathe, so that you can see roads, so that you can see clearly. So that's what we're about to do. Thank you, Dami. Yes. Sinking, standing still, shaping, soaring. So now I'm going to mention the 12 pillars of life audit, so that you can now begin to. Sinking means everybody, you know English now. Sinking means like this thing is not working. It's like, you know, that's like the worst thing. Like that's like the worst category. Like nothing is working within that space at all. And soaring is that, oh, you are doing exceptionally well in that area. And then standing still is that you don't even know. You know how there's a Yoruba song that says that this vehicle, I don't know whether it is driving me forward, I don't know whether it's driving me backward, I don't know whether it's taking me forward, I don't know whether it's taking, so you're just there, it's just standing still. There is thank you, Dami, for giving clarity to this to each of the buckets. Yeah. Excuse me. And then shaping up is, okay, you are beginning to see some elements of growth, or some elements of improvement, or something is happening there. So that's like, that's the one that is next to like soaring. Everything is working well, but shaping up is like, a little, yeah. And you know that if you put more steam in it, things can actually blow up. So do we all have that? Let me see your emojis. If you have all of the buckets that we are going to place the various aspects of our lives into, drop me an emoji. Drop the emojis so that we can move forward. Emoji. Are we still in this room? Are we still here? Thank you, Cynthia. Are we still here? Thank you. Thank you. And yes, stagnant, standing still. Yes, stagnant. Yes, yes, yes. So I already mentioned with one or two of the pillars. So now let's move fast, and I'm going to just mention each of the pillars. So you can just first of all write them out, and then I'll give you some minutes to just think through, and then now begin to probably draw lines however way you want to do it, and then begin to put them inside each of the bucket. So the number one is the pillar of past dreams. The second one is personal brand. The third one is family, marriage, and relationship. The fourth one is personal growth and development. The fifth one is career, business, and calling and purpose. Career, business, calling, purpose, and just comma, all of those are like within the same bracket. Then you have friends and associates, and then you have networks, alliances, and partnerships. Network, alliances, and partnerships. You might be wondering why is friends and associates or networks? No, they are not. You need to separate these things. You see what I'm saying? You need to know who an acquaintance is and who a friend is. You need to know who an associate is and who is just in your network, and who is just an alliance, and who is just going to be a partner and is going to be a one-off thing. You understand? You need to separate these things. And then the next one is recreation and renewal. Please be dropping this thing in the chat. I hope you are dropping them in the chat so that we can run along. And then the next one is spiritual growth and development. Spiritual growth and development. And then the next one is health, wellness, and fitness. Health, wellness, and fitness. And then the next one is financial stability and slash money. I know a lot of people were wondering, like, where is money in all of these things? So there's financial stability slash money. And of course, the last but not least is legacy slash life of impact. Legacy slash life of impact. Do we have everything? Let me see your emoji if you have everything. Let me see your emoji if you have everything. Thank you. So now what you're going to do is now look at this 12. If you look at it, you'll see that it cuts across everything that you do with your life, everything that is going on currently in your world as a nation. You see, you have the department of past dream, department of or ministry of your past dream, the ministry of personal brand, ministry of your family and relation, ministry of this minute. You see, so these are the entities that are running the engine of your life. If something is not all, and if you can look at it, they are all important. If you look at it critically, they are all important. If one is suffering, it has the capacity to affect the other. So look at these 12 pillars and now begin to put each of these things. So it might be, maybe you are doing very well spiritually, you put that one under soaring. Or if you are doing very well with your family and relationship, You understand? That's how you. So, but be very, very honest with yourself, because at the end of the day, it is your own diagnosis. Like I mentioned before, if you are fooling yourself, time will tell. If you are fooling others, time will tell. So this is not a time for you to be doing mago. This is a time for you to be honest and truthful to yourself. So I'm just going to give us a few moments for us to quickly do that. And if anybody wants to share what they were able to put down, let me see. Please put your hand up so that you can quickly tell us what your audit gave you, what your audit came to. Are we writing? Or we can also drop it in the chat to, you know, if you are able to share what's your audits, you know, what's swearing, what's sinking, what's stagnant, what's standing still, what's shaping up, you know. If you want to share, anyone? Are the results out? Which ministry is doing well? Which one needs to shut down? Which ministry do we need to scrap? Is anybody sharing with us? Okay, so have we written? Let me see your emojis if you are done doing your audits. If you have done your audits, let me see your emojis so that we can move this forward. It's not exam. Oh. If you're overthinking it, you're probably trying to sugarcoat it. If you get what I mean. So just go straight to the point. And so does anybody in the audience, apart from the grad ones who are going to be speaking in a few minutes, does anybody want to share their audits with us so that I can give some insights and give some counsel? Anyone? Let me see your emojis if you have done your audit so that we can move forward. Good. Ayan has done our audit. Good. Ayan, do you want to share? Would you like to share? Is that Ayan from LinkedIn? Okay. Yes, Ayan from LinkedIn. Thanks for coming. Would you like to share briefly? Okay. Okay. I need to see what do you want to unmute and just give us under swearing, under shaping, under standing still, if that's fine. Would you like to do that? Okay. Oh, Book Oracle is here. Okay, she says she's in a noisy place. That's fine. That's fine. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else? I can't see the comment sections should be buzzing by now. You guys, the comment section should be buzzing by now. At least tell us what is working now. That gives us at least an idea of where we need to start doing family meeting on, because this is like a family meeting. This is the end of the year family meeting. You know, the ultimate reset. So if you came for this event, you should be willing to actually go with something. Don't just sit on the fence. Don't just sit on the fence. Don't just sit on the fence. Anyways, you've been given the opportunity. You'll pay hard currency for it later. All right. So I'm going to call up the graduates now to speak on, their based on everything that we've discussed so far. They already have a guideline on what to say, and they have 2 minutes each to say something. So about this, what this framework, the life audit did for them, the immediate changes they saw, and where they are now after 90 days of VIMA. So Grace, you have the floor. Please welcome Grace. Send her some emojis as she steps on the stage to talk about our equilibrium experience, our VMAP experience, everything in between. Grace, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. And I'm privileged to speak about my experience so far and what has changed in my life the past 90 days. So one of the major pillars of my life that has transformed in the course of the 90 days of VIMA is my impact. Yeah, before I joined VIMA, I really don't have a clear structure, but now I have a clear direction, and I've been able to apply the frameworks that I've learned, and I've seen a tangible results, and it's not just about me saying it, it's a testimony from those around me. So this is a lot. So thank you so much, ma'am.
Can you please be more specific? Because some people are just wondering, what does she mean impact? You understand? So just be more specific about where you were and what happened to give somebody more insight.
Oh, okay, ma'am. So before I joined VIMA, I don't have a clear structure. Like, I wanted to impact lives, but I don't know how to go about it. And I thought I needed so much money. So I thought money is all that is needed before I can live a life of impact and a life of purpose. So, but after VIMA, I was able to participate in VIMA, I was able to understand that money is even the least thing. And so putting all the frameworks that I've learned in place, I've been able to not only start impacting more lives, but the people around me, they have been able to testify. In fact, many of them are wondering that what has changed, so much has changed for this just few days. And that is my testimony from VIMA, because without this framework, I'm not sure I'll have gotten clarity. And that has granted me speed. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Please give her a round of applause. Fire her emojis. As in, like, you think it's easy? If it's easy, run them now. If it's easy, run them. If it's easy, do them. Come on. At least those of you that you've done your life audits, you've not told us where you are, but at least you can see the boldness and the confidence with which she was able to say, look, I couldn't do this before, but now I thought money was my problem. But money itself no be, say money no be problem. Money now water. So it's not gainsaying. It's not money now water. Do you understand? But there is some point that you need to come to, that you will realize that, see, money is not the problem. And this is the mindset engineering that we're talking about. Singapore had no natural resources. They had only humans. Let that sink in. They had only humans, and they worked with what they had, and look at where they are today. But the nations that are focused on oil, you know the nation I'm talking about. The ones that are talking about natural resources, we have gold, we have this, that are not investing in their human capital. We know where they are. So you can see, Grace said, I thought money, natural resources was my problem, that I should focus on that. When she focused on that, she was frustrated. But the moment her mindset shifted to her inner equilibrium, to who she is by her original design, and she was able to implement the framework, she saw the ease with which she was able to go from a third world person that was struggling to make impact, to legacy, because that's pillar number 12. And now she's making serious impact, real impact, quantifiable impact. And that is what we are talking about. That's the same thing that can happen from pillar 1 to pillar 12. So, Dami, you have the floor. Let's hear from Dami, our second graduate.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. And a very special thank you to Coach Abimbola. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Before BMAP, I was helping people heal, but I was still absorbing too much. I tend to carry people's pain longer than I should. I overextend emotionally, and I was showing up without enough structure around my gift. But VMAP really helped me to be able to structure my gift and to also learn not to overgive to the extent that you, who is the healer, now becomes the person who needs the healing. So VMAP actually helped me to respond with structure instead of emotional urgency. I became more clear about what I offer, how I offer it, and where my responsibility ends. It also made me to be more trusted with my work as I became more consistent with my video series. I began to respect my work more and even made comments on the things I did. And not just only that, the people I helped began to heal faster because I was no longer entangled. My work became clearer, my confidence stronger, and my authority more settled. And people around me noticed a shift, not just in my voice, but in my results. I became more present, more grounded, and more effective. And I would love to say that BMAP didn't just refine my work, rather, it gave me structure. It made me show up intentionally. And this is something everyone here needs to be a part of. You need to be a part of this reformation. Thank you so much, Coach.
Amazing. If you are not dropping emojis or clapping for, I don't know what you are here for. You came to hey, you people, you are amazing me. You people are doing wonder. Come on, give an emoji. Did you see the Queen's English with which my mentee spoke? Did you hear the confidence? VMAP no be shere. VMAP is not the waka pass. It's a refinement process. You become refined. The confidence. You become a global voice. The confidence with which you will step into room, the energy that you will carry after VMAP, it's not a waka pass. So please give Dami some round of applause because that was stunning. That was really, really stunning. And that is what we are talking about. That is what we are talking about. Our personal brand was the pillar that she decided to talk about. How she was absorbing so much, but then she refined it in such a way that, look, for me to be able to go further and faster, I cannot continue to carry this kind of load. So I need to restructure. I need to do this in a better way. Okay. So now, last but not least, we have praise. Praise, please step on the floor and give us your 411 and how the pillars or, as have been implemented in your life.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, praise.
Thank you, Coach. Oh my God. I'm so grateful to be here, and I'm happy to have you all here with me. And VMAP was, I'll keep saying, this is my line. VMAP is an answered prayer for me, and I'll keep saying it till tomorrow. So VMAP helps me in my personal brand so much. Before VMAP, I used to do things, right? I used to talk to people. I just used to do things when I get the nudge for them, when I feel like I'm being led to do this or something like that. But I didn't really understand exactly what I was doing. You know how you can be in a place, but you don't really understand the environment that you're in. That was just how I was. I was just moving towards a direction that I did not really get. But when I entered into VMAP, VMAP thought, should I say, it dug into my inside. It made me ask myself personal questions like, why am I even doing this? Why did I do this in the past? Why am I able to achieve this? What strengths, what gifts do I have that I'm not yet maximizing? And from asking myself those questions, I was able to realize that my gifting is actually to help other people around me, push them towards being a better version of themselves. And that led me into founding a group that is called 10,000 Women First Group. And now I'm really, really working towards it. And honestly, before I used to be very afraid of making plans because I don't know, there was this fear, maybe fear that comes with not understanding what exactly you are doing. It was what was holding me back. But now I understand it. I don't have that fear anymore. And I confidently bring out my books and my pen and I write okay, this is what I think would work, this is what I'm going to start doing. So I will just say that VMAP has given me real structure and clarity. That one is the important one. Honestly, clarity. I am 100 times better than I used to be. Like in understanding myself and understanding why I was made. So and I'm really grateful for that.
Amazing. Can your mentees ever purr? How do you Genesis use to clock it? Clock it for my mentees. I mean, like, guys, come on now. As in, like in Yoruba, we say, you won't worry me, woo. Like, you people, they make my head swell. Like, this is beautiful. I'm so proud of each and every one of you because you did the work. You did the work. And and now I'm even motivated to even bring you back on. So now you've spoken about the transformation. Now I want you to come back on stage and talk about the rigor, because I remember the day we were having that conversation. It was almost like, so I'll go back into the middle. Dami, come back and tell us what was the rigor of VMAP like, so that somebody would not come here and say, oh, it was a nice. It's either you are going to be governed, you're going to govern yourself, or you ship out. And for some of you that saw the flyers, there were 4 people that were announced that will graduate. Last minute, somebody was still dropped. There is standard. There is protocol of engagement. There is governance. That is what we are talking about. It's not play. So these ladies, they did the work. You know how when you dig gold out of the ground, nobody wants it. But by the time it goes through fire and it is refined, everybody wants it. It becomes a form of storage of value. That is what these ladies have gone through. So Dami, you have the floor. Tell us about the rigor and the work that you had to put into becoming this person that is able to talk about what you have now achieved in the last 90 days.
With VMAP, one of the things I've been able to understand clearly is the fact that you either come in fully or you step aside. With VMAP, there's nothing like half-baked work or you're trying to say, I'm in and out, it is not allowed. You're either in or out. I can remember a particular period, right? I was attending to a family member, medical attention at the hospital. I had assignment to submit. I had a lot of things to still juggle together, work and other activities, but I still had to meet her because I knew coach does not accept excuses. And the fact about life I've realized is that if you're always someone who is filled with excuses, you'll be excused from greatness. There will always be reasons for you to give excuses. There will always be reasons. So sometimes when Coach Abimbola talk about the fact that there are times when, even when she's on the call with us, she has other things to attend to. She has a family also. But she has to be with us because it is something she has to do. So one thing I've learned through VMAP is the fact that you have to have structures in place to be accountable first to yourself before you can actually need others or be accountable to someone else. Most times we want people to do the work for us, but we are not willing to do their work. So the fact about VMAP that I want everyone to go home with today is the fact that before you can lead anyone, you need to first learn to lead yourself. Thank you so much, Coach.
Amazing. Clock it. Please give Dami some emoji. Oh my God. You ladies are just amazing. Please give her a round. That was amazing. And you can take that to the bank. Okay. Praise, you have the floor.
Okay. Well, going through VMAP was really a lot, but I made up my mind. that I was going to get it done. And it really took me deciding within me that no matter what happens, no matter what I'm seeing, just like Dami has said, I'm still going to go through, I'm still going to scale through it. I had like engaging things to attend to. I had to work and all those things, and they were really draining me, like they were really, really draining me. But I made a decision that there's always a way. And then from the classes that we even had from beginning, if you even listening to themselves, you will not even have the mind to come and start giving excuses. Like from day one of hearing coach and she like trying to tell you this is what you're expecting. I didn't even have the mind to actually give her any excuse. That's just it. So I learned in this in everything that there's always a way to get anything that you want to do done. There's no excuse. There's always a way to get it done. You just have to put your mind, your eyes on that stuff. So that's it.
Amazing. See, this is so I'm allowing them to say these things so that you understand that nothing good comes easy. Becoming Singapore that you see, the Singapore of 2025 and the Singapore of 1965 was not a walk in the park, but it was a resolve. Where are we going and what do we need to do to get there? So you are currently probably living your life as a third world nation. So today is the day that you will stop all the normalized nonsenses in your life. That's that's what my coach. All this normalized nonsense, she will be shouting. Normalized nonsense. I'm shouting now. Even my computer is saying reduce noise. But please, we need to stop living our lives like it is a nice to have when some things are a must have. And I'm going to say something before Grace comes on board. At my book launch, when I gave the speech on outstanding, there was a profound moment where I landed, and it just occurred to me now that I've not shared that with you. Many of us, when we are talking about outstanding, it's all about excellence, great things, which is what we have been focusing on tonight. Yeah? But if you look at the dictionary, the outstanding has two definitions or two explanations. So the one that we've been talking about, excellence, being great, becoming Singapore, becoming America, becoming courageous, all of those becoming great. But the flip side of outstanding is, I'm going to use a sentence to describe it. You have your bills outstanding. You have your school fees outstanding. That's a negative connotation, isn't it? So also, when God made you, he already made you complete, outstanding, a masterpiece. But he gave you an assignment to come and do on earth. But my question to you right now is, have you done it? Have you started doing it? Are you doing it? What do you currently have outstanding on the life that God has given you? Because trust me, you could have chosen to make any one of us an ant, because that's also a living organism. But he chose to create you in his image and his likeness. So in as much as you are chasing to become outstanding, to be a great person, you also need to go and ask yourself, what do I have outstanding that I have not done? God has placed a dream in your heart that you have not done, which is where the pillar of the past addresses. You had dreams when you were a child before anybody made impression on you that you will not get a job if you're an artist. I mean, who in your family did you see that is sewing clothes? How can you make money by becoming a tailor? If those questions resonate, please drop me emojis. Let me know that I'm not talking to myself. Those kind of conversations that you were having in your head, Cynthia is landing for Cynthia. Do you understand what I'm saying? But you dropped those dreams, but those were the things that God asked you to come and do on earth. That was the color he asked you to come and add to this world. But you dropped them because man must chop. But even Jesus said, man cannot live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. So even as you have getting the courage to become outstanding tonight, also ask yourself, write it down. Put it in the chat. Put it in your notepad. What do I have outstanding? What dreams have I abandoned because of man must chop, because of stomach infrastructure, because of what will people say? Because of, oh, my parents will not approve it. So that is another thing that you need to sit down with yourself and rethink as you begin to reset. As you begin to reset. This is why it is called the ultimate reset. Outstanding to become great. Outstanding on the things that you are supposed to have done, because life is in seasons and you have assignment for every season of your life. There are assignments that you still have outstanding. So you need to look deep and begin to make sure that you do it, so that when you stand before the one that sent you, the one that made you in his image and likeness, he can say, well done, good and faithful servant. And you will not be stammering and be saying, because of what will people say. So the question, what do you have outstanding? Grace, you have the floor.
Okay, Mom. Thank you so much, Ma, for this opportunity once again. And thank you, everyone. My experience with Vima was, sincerely, I can't say it all, but let me just say, share just few. So my experience with Vima was stretching. Like, at the point I contemplated dropping out. But when I remember that generation need my new version, when I remember that people are going to perish. So now it was not even a matter of myself. It was a matter of the lives connected and attached to me. And me remembering that if I drop out, it's going to affect them. So I determined not to be a selfish person. So I had to give my all and make sure that no matter what it takes, I graduate, and not just graduate, and I take everything very serious. And also, VMAP taught me that as a change maker, I don't have any excuse to become a mediocre. Excellence is the standard. And Coach will always say, I'm a lion. I cannot give it to a goat. So that alone, like, it speaks volume. Like, so much to say, but because of our time. And this is me and my sister saying thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for pouring your all in us. So it was not easy. We saw your efforts. We saw everything. Thank you so much. I pray that this seed of greatness you have planted in us will surely reap the fruit. Thank you, Ma.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Grace. Emojis, yeah, thank you, blessing. Thank you. Yeah, send Grace some emojis because Grace was the baby of the house. I had to, at some point, like, I had to shake her and say, I am a lion. I do not give birth to goat. But it was in the context, not that she's not calling her a goat, you get, but like, I needed her to toughen up, because even from her voice, you can hear that she's the very, very soft, easygoing person. But the Grace that you used to know is not the Grace that is sitting here today. Okay, so don't try her. If you used to try her before, you just said what she said. Lion no dey born goats, and it's not capping. It's not capping. So, moving on. Transformation does not happen everywhere at once, okay? So, give yourself grace. Pace yourself. It enters through gateways, and these are the gateways. These are the 12 gateways, the 12 pillars that we have spoken about. And, you've heard it, VMAP, 12 pillars is one of those things that, we go deep into. It is not theory. It is the enforcement zone. You need to know where you are bleeding. You need to know where you are bleeding so that you can apply first aid or go to the, find help. You need to know. So for some of you that have listened to us, you need identity repair. That is my work. You need boundary governance. That is my work. You need discipline in execution. That is my work. You need clarity. You heard Prince shouting clarity of assignment and purpose. That is my work. So the truth is that when even one pillar is governed properly, your entire system responds. And like I always tell my ladies, it is always a ripple effect. Get one thing right, and the ripple happens. You just need to know the sweet spot, know that one place that if you do it right, there will be a ripple effect. So that is when transformation will become measurable and it is not mystical. Because from all you can see, it is possible, but there is work to be done. So you can see that we've been on a journey from, third world to first world. We've been on a journey. We've been talking about the reset. We've been talking about the ultimate reset, finding your equilibrium between your inner world and your outer world, the 12 pillar audits. And now we are moving into the courage now to be that word. As you know, I've given you a prelude of being outstanding. And I've told you outstanding is like a two-edged sword. There are two sides to it. Outstanding to become great and excellent. And what do you have outstanding on your destiny? And while my ladies were speaking, I wrote down something. I think that was coined from what Praise said. And it's simply, decision makes destiny. It's what you decide today that will drive you to tomorrow. Not deciding is also a decision. So anywhere belle face, anywhere you land, you take it like that. But you can decide, choose you today, who you will follow, where you will go, what you want to become, where you want to head. And that is on period. And then another thing Dami said those who make excuses will be excused from life. And that's on what? Period. If you keep making excuses, you will be excused because nobody has time for that. And then Grace said, excellence is the standard. Excellence is the standard. Excellence is the standard. Excellence is the standard. So excellence is not just something that we are just, saying. It's not by mouth. It's what we need to embody. It's what we need to embody. So, what does Singapore have that most people avoid? Because, I mentioned it briefly in passing while I was talking about what do you have outstanding. One of those things that Singapore did that most people don't have the guts to do is the courage to be misunderstood. The courage to be strict early. Be strict with yourself. Be frugal. Be disciplined. The courage to be strict early. You don't want to do like every other person. The courage for delayed gratification. The courage to choose long-term honor over short-term applause. To become outstanding, you have to enforce it daily. It has to be in your constitution. You as a person, you need to know what your constitution. What's the barest minimum that you are going to take? What is the least that you expect from yourself? What is your own standard? What's your modus operandi? Singapore set a standard for millions of people and they comply. So what would be your own excuse for not being able to put your life in order? Because you can do more than Singapore. Because scale is your advantage. It's just the you, just one you. Millions aligned over one soul governed, one will, one set of habits, one inner constitution. What excuse do you really have? What excuse do you really have? Because I know that you probably not edit like this, but look, if a nation can be born, an actual nation can be born in a day, you can decide tonight where your life trajectory goes from today. So, look, we are at the moment whereby I need all ears open, all eyes open, your mind open, so that you can really, really receive the meat of the matter. I saved the best for the last, but we are not even, but I just need you to be very, very fully present. because this is the ultimate reset moment. We are entering there now. We are there. Let me see your emoji if you are still very active on this call. If you are still very present. Cynthia, thank you. Christopher, thank you. Praise, thank you. Dami, thank you. Blessing, thank you. Yes. If you are still very much active here, this is the ultimate reset moment. Because guess what? This is your Independence Day. Just the way every nation gets independence from their colonial master the day that they're inaugurated or whatever. This is your own Independence Day. Write it down. This is my Independence Day. Because what is that thing that has been holding you down, that has made you feel like you are not worth it, that you are not, that you are nothing? Tonight, you're going to ask yourself question. Since this is my Independence Day, number one question: what ends tonight? Question one: what ends tonight? Number two: what begins now? You know, I told you when you stop a habit, you must replace it with another one. Number three: what standard becomes law? What are you going to institutionalize in your life? Because you by yourself need to become an institution. Don't remain an individual. And there are processes to building this thing. And that is what a program like VMAP does for you. It builds you into an institution. So, and I know that by now, did you get the questions? Let me see your emojis if you got the question. What ends tonight? What begins now? What standard becomes law? Okay? By now, something should be very clear. See, the problem was never that you didn't have potential. You've always had it. The problem is not that you were never intelligent. The problem is not that you didn't have a calling or purpose. No. It was that no one taught you how to govern yourself at the level of your destiny. Did that land? Because if you heard the ladies, you could hear, oh, I was doing this before, but obviously everything was in chaos. Oh, I was doing this before, but I was burning out. Oh, I was doing this before, but I was not making headway. So, it is not that you were not brilliant or intelligent or have calling or potential or purpose. It's that no one, like Abimbola Victoria Oluyide, the equilibrium architect, you've not met her. No one has taught you how to govern yourself at the level of your destiny, because destiny is important. Destiny is your destination. There is a predestined pathway for you. But how are you going to get there? You don't get there by guessing. You get there with accuracy and precision, and you get there faster. So Singapore did not rise because it tried harder, because many of you have tried. You've been trying. You've been setting goals. You've been doing these things. They didn't get to where they are by trying harder. They rose because it was architected. I'm not equilibrium architect because I just want to be. Everything needs to be laid brick by brick, structure by structure. So tonight you've seen something dangerous. And what is that? The same laws that applied to Singapore, that turned them around, applies to you as well. It applies to you as well. But the question is, are you going to do the work? Now, let me be clear. What I'm about to say is not for everyone, okay? But that doesn't mean you should drop off the call, because it might actually be for you, but don't be too hasty. If you are comfortable cycling through inspiration, if you enjoy emotional highs without structural change, if discipline feels like punishment rather than freedom, then tonight was enough. Thank you for coming. Take everything that I've said, take the book, apply what you can. It's fine. Because this itself is more than enough value for you to move your life to the next level. But if something in you knows, I cannot afford another year. I cannot afford to be misaligned. I cannot afford to remain the same person that I've always been. I cannot afford not to be clear about where my life is going next. Then I invite you to architect your inner nation, because you cannot afford to continue to live in disequilibrium, in dissonance. You don't need more motivation. You don't need more motivation. What you need is governance. And tonight, you become the architect, okay? And you become the architect by, of course, doing the right thing and making the right move. You've already done that by showing up to this event. So give yourself a round of applause. Let me see your emojis, giving yourself a round of applause to come and listen to something as life-changing as this. So, see, like my mentees have told you, I don't offer motivation. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm not here to inspire you. You can go on YouTube for that. I offer architectural intervention. I work with people who are ready to dismantle internal corruption, install non-negotiable standards, and build a life that produces viable authority in the real world. The work happens inside my premium containers. So either you are coming on board for visionary mentorship, equilibrium architecture, private strategic reformation. I don't do course, I don't do content. This is governance with accountability. Okay? This is governance with accountability. So Praise, please drop the link for them. It is not a payment link, it's just a stratification link to let you to know whether you are really serious about moving your life forward to have the 2020. You know, from everything that I've been hearing in news, 2026 is a very disruptive year. But you need to be positioned for it. You need to be positioned for it. Praise, are you on the call? Please drop the final call link in the comment section. Do we still have Praise on the call? Okay, Praise is still with us on the call. Yes, she has dropped it. So that's the WhatsApp link for you to send me a message that you want the governance architecture. That you want the governance architecture. You want to go to the next level. But like I've said, whatever you decide tonight, the ball is in your court. Okay? Because I'm not asking you to decide tonight, but you need to make a move. I'm asking you to signal your readiness, because if you know you are done negotiating with mediocrity, you heard what Grace said. You want micro evidence in 30 days. You want everybody to be asking, what has happened to your life? Where did you go? Who did you meet? And you know, the story of Saul in the Bible came to me. When he moved with the prophet, they said, is Saul now amongst the prophets? Okay? And if you know that you want macro metamorphosis in the next 90 to 120 days, click that link and let me see you waiting for me in my WhatsApp chat, because the time is ticking now. It's not a payment page, it's a qualification gateway. And okay, I think this is even a good moment for me to ask the VMAP ladies again to tell us about the rigor of actually being admitted into the program. Because you think that you are applying to Harvard, and of course this is Harvard, more than Harvard grade. Harvard will not do this for your mind, it will not do this for your life. So in a minute, Praise, can you tell us about the rigor of actually getting into the program? Into the program.
Okay. For me to get into the program, I don't know about the program. I knew about it through someone that I see as a mentor. And he nominated me, and I applied. And after applying, I still had to during application, I actually filled a form, and inside that form, I had to write a lot. Like, I wrote a lot of things about answering questions about why I want to be there and all that. And after that, I got an email telling me that onboarded, but I still did a video at some point to actually talk about why I want to be in the program and what I see as visionary leadership. So after that, I think that was after we now joined the WhatsApp group, and then we were asked whether we can be able to dedicate, I think that was 12 hours or so a week for the program. Yes. So and okay, I think that's
well done. Good. So I can, and some people are already taking the bull by the horn. I can see some messages inside my WhatsApp. Those are people that are ready. Wake up. My mentor will say, wake up, destiny is calling. Wake up, destiny is calling. So are you going to heed the call or not? So the ball is in your court. The ball is in your court. The ball is in your court. Click on that link and make the move that would change your life forever. There are so many, because I've used Singapore tonight. I'm sure my ladies are wondering when they coach, how did Singapore tie to equilibrium? How did but you can see there is so much to share with you. And they have been able to testify of what transition or what transformation has happened in their life. Okay? So tonight, what you decide to do with this information and the link that has been provided for you will help us to see who this is truly for. Nations are born in a day, but they are sustained by those willing to govern them. And tonight, you have seen that it is possible. What you do next is what's going to tell us who you truly are. So, wherever you are right now, can you please be upstanding as we take the VMAP pledge? We take the reset pledge for everyone that is on the call right now. We're going to take the reset pledge. You just say it after me. And it's a commitment to yourself. To even if it is one thing that you've taken from this call today and you go and implement it, you see the change. Okay? So just put your hand on your heart and just say, I acknowledge that my life reflects the standards I enforce. I release cycles of intention with structure. I accept responsibility for governing my inner world. I commit to one pillar, one standard, one visible action. I choose progress over comfort. I choose structure over emotion. And integrity over delay. I step into governance with courage, with clarity, and with people who will walk with me. This is my reset. And I will enforce it. And I will enforce it. Give yourselves a round of applause. Let me see your emojis. Let me see your emojis. Please mute yourselves. Please mute. So, ladies and gentlemen, the courage to be outstanding, the ultimate reset. Nations are born in a day, Legends are formed by what they enforce afterwards. So what are you going to enforce going forward? What are you going to insist on? Who are you worth becoming? Please drop it in the comment section with the first thing that you are going to be enforcing as you leave this call today. Drop it in the comment section. What is that first thing that you're going to enforce upon yourself as the governor, as the president, as the prime minister of the nation called you? So I'm going to be calling names at random, and please indulge me, unmute yourself and say one or two things, okay? I have on my screen, Peace Okpehi. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your surname, but Peace, can you please unmute yourself and say one or two things? How has this event been for you? What is your takeaway? Yes.
Okay, thanks so much. I really appreciate that. One thing I thought that I want to take home is for the next 30 days, having a particular subject I want to improve on.
Amazing.
Okay, and then what I would say I am becoming is let me use the word someone that is more accountable for the things that I plan to do, that I've stated out that I'm doing. So that's what I have to say now.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Blessing. A quick word from you. How has the event been for you so far? She's still in a noisy place. Okay. Okay, she will type in, say thank you. Ayola, can you please unmute and quickly give us a word? Is Ayola with us? Okay, we have Claudette. Can you please unmute and give us a word? How has the event been for you? Is Claudette Johnson there? Okay. Cynthia? You know, these are the issues. You have the opportunity to step on a stage and you are still hiding. You're a city set upon a hill that cannot be hidden. You are still hiding. You're on this call, but you are not unmuting yourself to speak. That says a lot about you. It says a lot about your self-governance. Ezeja, are you able to unmute yourself and speak? All right. I guess we have a lot of shy people on this call. Don't worry. Okay, so okay, I have some, okay, thank you. Okay, Claudette said it was good. Time to get serious with myself and progress. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you. Good, 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 good. All right, our graduates. So, how are you feeling now? How are you feeling? I can see Dami, she's smiling. She finally came on camera. How are you feeling right now? What does it feel like to be a full VMAP graduate? What are you going to do to our world? Because we can't wait to see the ripple that you're going to create, because it doesn't stop with you. You already know that the VMAP mandate is for you to go create others like yourself. It's for you to create a ripple in our world. It's for you to, you know, expand and become. Expand and become. Don't wait for permission. You don't need permission from anyone, because the mere reason that God made you a human being is enough permission. The other day I was watching, is it Diary of a CEO? And the scientists brought a real life human brain to the show. And for the first time, you know, I saw the human brain. Of course, you've seen pictures, but like actually someone holding it with the spinal cord and everything. And just a few days before that, I was just looking at cars and I was like, wow, it's the human mind that actually made these cars, this vehicle. And I was like, wow. And every human being has a piece of this thing called brain. But the question, that I was not like, but are we all even really maximizing the use of this tool, this machine that God has installed in each and every one of us? So it's one thing to have it, is another thing for it to be well set to take you forward. And I believe that this is what has happened to you. Your mind has been expounded. You see things on a bigger scale now. You see things from the global dimension. You see things from not how small they are, but how big they can become. You see things in systems and not just in isolation. It's not just about you anymore. And I love what Grace said, that she pushed through because she thought of the people for whom she is here for. If she drops the ball, it would affect them. And so that is the mindset of a reformer. The reformation starts with you, and then you are able to create the ripple effect in other people. Congratulations, VMAP class of 2025, cohort 2. It's been a joy being your mentor. It's been a joy working with you. It's been amazing. I've loved every moment, even though you people, like I said, you should be shaking because it is not easy, unconditioning minds that have been conditioned for more than 2 decades. If you get what I mean. It's not easy, being able to transform minds or being able to stop something. Even me myself, I'm undergoing my own metamorphosis, my own pruning. You understand? Now helping other people, but you ladies stayed the course. And I'm glad that you are reaping, and you have not seen harvest. It's going to be greater. It's going to be bigger. The world will know your name. Your names you will be household names. Nations will come to the brightness of your rising. You will rise, you will shine, and you are unstoppable. You are unstoppable. If going through the ordeal of being a VMAP graduate did not stop you, obviously nothing can stop you in this world. Nothing. And you are as bold as a lion. You are a city that is set upon a hill. You cannot be hidden. You are the light of the world. Kings come to the brightness of your rising. Nations come to you. Nations, I've prayed for you. You already know. We prayed together and you already know you already know the blessings that have been pronounced over you. You already know. So stand on those blessings, stand on those promises, because this is not a man idea. This is a God idea. And God always funds what he has started. God will always make provision for his own vision. You are not doing the work that you are doing for yourself or for self-aggrandizement. You are doing it because people are waiting. The people are hungry. Oh, the master is in need. So I pledge my allegiance to the one who has called me. Oh, you have to make God proud. And that is why you stayed the course. That is why you stayed the course, because you don't want to have anything outstanding. You don't want to have anything outstanding. One of my mentors would say, when you are young, there is a lot of commission to what you are doing. And then some things are omitted. The voice of commission is very loud when you are young because everybody has an opinion about your life. You have ambition. But by the time you are getting to the late hours of your life, entering 60 and all of those things, then the voice of omission becomes louder. Now I'm calling your attention to it. Outstanding and outstanding. It's the same thing. Now you are chasing life. You have goals. You have everything. But at some point in your life, when you face the mirror of meaning, you will ask yourself, but I know it's not my VMAP graduate, but you will ask yourself, why haven't been given the heart of a lion? Am I living like a mice? It was Brendan Butcher that said it in one of his books. Why haven't been given the heart of a lion? Am I living like a mice? So that's another takeaway that you should take with you today. Are you living as a lion? Because you heard Grace, you said lion no the born goat. Never. The DNAs are different. So, and you know, even Jesus has dual personality. He's both a lamb and a lion. So for those of faith here, Jesus is both a lamb and a lion. He's both a lamb and a lion. He's both a lamb and a lion. So the righteous are as bold as a lion, not as a lamb. Okay? So when we are talking about lion, get it straight though. All right? Understand what we are saying. These things are encoded in your DNA, but you need to see yourself correctly. I mentioned something about pawns the other time. The masses. Self-talk. We the masses. When everybody open their mouth, wow. You too, you join them and you call yourself what they call themselves. If this program doesn't do anything for you, you need to be careful what you call yourself. How do you identify? What is your identity? Your identity is what will determine what you do from tonight. And I'm so proud of each and every one of the VMAP graduates. You've done the work. You've done the work. And it can only be open heavens from now on. You have the structure. You have the grit. You have the tenacity. The world will hear your name. And it will shake at your presence. In Jesus' name. Okay, so I think some people dropped their feedback. Cynthia said, time to start governing myself and setting boundaries. A great time, Ma. Thank you. Blessing said, I really enjoyed being here. I appreciate the focus on structure and governance, which are key to personal development, self-awareness, and overall growth. Thank you. Amazing, amazing. Any last words? Dami, do you want to close? You want to have a vote of thanks or something for you and your colleagues as we wrap this up?
Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. It's been an amazing and enlightening moment. I believe everyone on this call have been able to learn, unlearn, and relate. And that's the advantage of VMAP, one of the advantages of VMAP. Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you. A million thanks is not enough to appreciate you for the amazing work you're doing. You're truly a visionary leader. You're truly a reformer. And I just want to say, keep up with the amazing work. I pray that God Himself bless you and that we will make you proud. I believe that my VMAP sisters will all make you proud. And I want to encourage everyone on this call to ensure that they don't miss the opportunity to meet with you. It's going to be life-changing. It's going to be mind re-engineering. So do take the advantage tonight before you leave this call. You won't regret you do. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you all so much for coming. Does anybody have anything that they want to say as we close this out? DJ, do you have music for us? We need to dance a little, we need to dance a little. Anybody wants to say something before we go? And then we need music. Okay, Grace wants to say something.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to take a moment to appreciate everyone who joined this call this evening, and a special huge fat thank you to our amazing coach. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you for pushing us. Thank you for showing us that being street is not a show of wickedness. Yes, thank you so much for bringing out the best in us. Thank you for helping us to discover that part of us, and we are ready to go to the world to make you proud and to do much more better. And this time around, we are doing it with so much clarity, because now you've left us with a framework not just the one that we are sure that is working, but the one that your life is a proof that it's actually working. So thank you so much for not being a leader alone, but by being a leader by example. Yes, you are not just teaching us what you are not doing. You are teaching us and we are seeing it in your life. So that's all that matters. Thank you so much, Ma. God bless you greatly. Thank you, Ma.
Thank you, Grace. God bless you. Thank you so much. Okay, since Damian and Grace have spoken, Praise, do you want to talk? Does not look like, oh, she didn't call me. Nothing?
Okay, I want to thank everybody. Thank you for making yourself available here. Thank you very much for showing up. Thank you. And Coach, you're the best. Thank you for coming into our lives. For saving me from where I was. Thank you so much.
God
Honestly.
be the glory.
And I wish to keep seeing your kind as I move on in life. Thank you, Ma.
Amazing. I'm sure we know this song. Can we hear this song I'm playing? Walking us and spirit, we of them join. I get back in. If you have backing, just sing the song along. Walk alone. I walk with God the Father. I walk with God the Son. I walk with also angels. All of them join. I get back in. Yes. I know they walk alone. You will not walk alone in 2026. And it's over. You will never walk alone in your life in the name of Jesus. Oh, Maradenda. Yes. Abba, ba, ba, I get back. You are backing. I know they walk alone. You have backing. Let me see your emoji. And it's over. Don't you come in? Whoever wishes you to die, they will go before you because you didn't send yourself. It's God that sent you. I know they walk alone. And it's over already coming. It's over the mom. Yes, so it's you and God that have quanta. Who they your back? Let me see. Who they your back? And it's over already coming. Just by thinking it last off. And it's over the mommy. I get back. Yes, so who they your back? I know they walk alone. I walk with God the Father, walk with God the Son, I walk with God the Son. We are bound joy, and I get back in the world. I know they walk alone. I walk with God the Father, I walk with God the Son. Oh, yes. You will never walk alone. Walk with God the Father, walk with God the Son, walk with God the Spirit. All the joy, I get back in the world. So, on that note, I leave you with this word. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. God is with you. He's in the midst of you. And what he has proposed to do with your life, he will do. But you have to do your part. You see, you have to do your part. You have to do your part. Even Jesus, the Son of God, had to do his part. He had to do his part. So how much more you? You have to do your part. And on that note, thank you so much for coming to the Ultimate Reset 2025, the courage to become outstanding. And on that note, I take a bow. It's been a pleasure being your facilitator tonight. Thank you all so very much. See you in the WhatsApp group. Go and drop your reviews for those that missed it. Go and tell them that we serve all jollof and they did not come. Smoky jollof. Go and tell them. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think one gentleman or gentleman. And if you're watching this later, don't hesitate to reach out. All right. Thank you to all our streamers, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and everyone that has been on the call with us. God bless you. If you're watching this later, send me a DM if you are interested in coming on board. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Woo. Amazing, 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 amazing.